What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Kramer, and in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you really the one and only thing that will make or break your midterm rental business. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. So the number one question I get asked is, Bailey, what's the best market for midterm rentals? And since there's literally thousands of cities, I can't just say one specific one because there's tons of great ones. But I want to show you a very simple trick to know if your market is ripe for midterm rentals. And really more specifically, I'm referring to housing families that have insurance claims due to a fire or flood. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I have a link to a video up here talking all about this niche. Okay, so really the only thing that matters when it comes to housing these insurance companies is that your property is available. And you don't want to have hundreds of other properties in your market available that you're competing against. So how do we find the untapped markets? Let me show you. So go on Airbnb. And real quick, I'm going to go to ChatGPT and I'm going to ask it to give me some random city in Texas. I just picked Texas completely randomly, but it gave us the city Amarillo, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So I'm going to type in the city Amarillo, Texas, and I'm going to press on search. Okay, so we can see that there are 700 Airbnbs in this area. Okay, now I just moved to 688. So I would say that there's quite a fair amount of Airbnbs in this area. We're going to go to filters. And in my opinion, 3 beds or bigger is best for these types of bookings. And I'll go ahead and select on 2 bathrooms because, again, kind of like how I prefer 3-bed properties, I prefer 2 bathrooms or larger. So I'm going to click on 2 bathrooms there. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on house. This isn't an absolute requirement, but I prefer houses over apartments, and so do most families. So I'm picking on house and press on show 239 homes. So you can see that in this one random market we just selected, there's 239 homes that are 3-bed, 2-bath, or bigger. Now, the real question of, is this a good market for midterm rentals, is if we go to the calendar here and we select on dates. So let's just say we want April 10th, and let's just say we need this property for a family for 3 months. So April 10th to July 10th. How many properties are available? So we see 14 homes available within this time range. Now, just to give you some context here and a couple things, this is not the end all be all, but the less amount of homes available, the less saturated it is, and the more properties available, the more saturated it is. So I have markets personally that I invest in that if I did the same search in, there would be 0 properties available, or sometimes just 1 property available. Obviously, this market is a little bit bigger than the market that I'm invested in. Let me go ahead and actually just look at the population size here. Okay, so 200,000 people. It's a decent sized market. So I would say 14 homes is a fairly low number because, again, if we do the same search, but instead of this city, we go to, let's just say, Orlando, Florida. Now, obviously, Orlando is way bigger, but you're going to see that there's now over 1,000 homes you're competing with, right? So that's a lot more competition, which makes Orlando a lot more saturated, a lot more competition in Orlando than you do in this other city, Amarillo. So using this test, you can see who would your competition be if you needed to place a family on very short notice, right? A week's notice for 3+ months. And one other thing you can do as well, if you scroll through, you'll be able to see the different types of properties. Like this property right here, this isn't really your competition, right? Because this property, to put it nicely, is not looking good at all. Okay. And if you keep scrolling down, you can kind of just check out the different properties and see who your true competition is. Just because this says 15 homes doesn't necessarily mean that you're competing against these 15 homes. One other important thing to note too is just because this is how many homes popped up for these dates, this might completely shift if you did this exact same search in a different time of year. So this is, again, rule of thumb. Don't have this be your end all be all, but this is my rule of thumb for determining whether a market is completely saturated or if it has opportunity. So I hope you guys got value out of this video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.